and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Tuesday. For many of you, it might be Taco Tuesday. And it is another episode of Dave's Daily D, Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me. I'm Dave. I don't even remember what day it is. It might be day 122. 121 or 122. We'll get it right in the video description. Anyway, wanted to put a video out here. Worked over. We have a lot of good things going on. A lot of busyness in the sales department at work, so that's good. Just a lot. The back is still being a real jerk. But we're gonna work through that. Trying to manage to figure out what the best options are. Trying to continue doing therapy and finding out if therapy's gonna do it, or if I'm gonna have to try and push for this MRI and try to push for surgery, or what our plan is here. So that's what I got going on there. So I'm excited to go home, relax, get on an ice pack, and spend some time with the dogs, eat dinner, that kind of stuff. As for today's daily discussion, hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday. Hopefully everybody enjoyed if they had their extended weekend. Everybody super safe, super well, enjoyed themselves. I guess spent some time with their family or did something fun. I didn't really do anything, especially since I'm broken, but you know, we'll make it work. Trying to figure out what traffic up here is doing in front of me. So, I know one of the last videos that I put out was really in regards to kind of mental health and dealing with your problems, dealing with the things that are going on, being bullied, things like that. That's a topic that I definitely want to get into more, but I don't know how deep I want to get into this video today. But it's definitely things we have to look into and work on as a whole. Is just the sheer fact of there's always going to be some people out there who just are not the greatest people. And it's up to us who are in the driver's seat to realize that those people are insecure or going through some things, and they're just trying to cut you down to feel better about themselves. That they themselves are not doing well. And it's no excuse, but sometimes you just have to realize it and say, you know what? They're going through it. I wish the best of them. I hope the best for them, and try not to let it affect you. But if somebody is physically or emotionally truly attacking you to the point that it's abusive, it's causing major effects in your life, there's fear of abuse or fear of violence of any sort, those are definitely times where you want to talk to somebody, whether it's a peer, a family member, family members, a higher up, even law enforcement, whoever you got to talk to make sure that you're safe, that your safety is taken into account. I would make sure that is a priority. Make sure that you're looking into that, but don't be afraid. Don't feel deterred from doing the right thing and protecting yourself in whatever fashion you need to protect yourself. Hopefully, it doesn't have to come to violence of any sort, but who am I to tell you what to do? If it can be solved verbally, or if it can be solved legally, physically, if it has to, whatever you got to do to make sure that you're safe. But we just got to make sure that we don't just sit down and let these things build up. We don't just bury them deep within. That's just the recipe for a disaster when you start blaming yourself and saying that it's my fault for somebody else treating you poorly, because it's not your fault. Nobody has asked to be or has done anything that makes it okay for somebody else to treat them poorly or disrespectfully or violently, abusively, any of that stuff. So if you're going through that, I hope that you'll talk to somebody, whether even if it's reaching out to me to vent about it or talk about it and figure out what the best direction. The best thing you can do is have conversations, even if they're uncomfortable ones. I think that's the big issue in our youth, that so many people are afraid to, they're embarrassed. They don't want to talk to people about their emotions, their feelings. They don't want to talk about their fears. They're afraid that they'll get judged. That especially, there's two sides of it. I mean, when it comes to sexual stuff, I mean, there's a side for females. They don't want to have that. They don't want to be dragged through the mud, which is unfortunate that it comes to that. And then there's the side with males, and this can be both ends on both sides. It doesn't mean that just because you're a female, just because you're a male, this or that. Not what I'm saying, but a lot of males in our society we're taught to be just strong individuals that don't really feel. We're not in touch with our emotions, things like that. We're expected just to be these hardened, heartless, careless. Nothing bothers us, nothing gets to us, and that's not really the case. A lot of bad can come from not dealing with things properly. These things can tear you apart from the inside, and your self-conscious, your pre-conscious, things like that, and they can do some real damage. So making sure that we're talking about things, that we're dealing with them properly in a healthy way, is really important for our mental health, our mental fortitude, and just our self-love overall. We don't want to be having some crazy mental breakdown or anger, frustration, things like that. I try to do as much as I can for myself to make sure that I'm not allowing myself to fall into those holes with like what I'm going through with my back right now. It's mentally draining and mentally tears me down to be in this much pain all the time, and to feel like it's never gonna settle or go away again. And I just have to tell myself to keep trying, keep working at it, be strong, and if you put your head down and push, sometimes you can break through to the other side. So that's my goal, is just to keep trying, keep working at it, working as hard as I can, and hopefully it'll turn into something better. We're just kind of dilly-dallying around here, kind of bouncing on topics, trying to figure out what I really want to talk about, but that's such a big point, though, in that conversation that I hope everybody grasps is, don't feel like you have to go through things alone. That you got to be able to talk to people. You got to be able to vent. You have to know that you don't have to do everything on your own. I mean, it's good to be independent, and it's good not to rely on people. But in the same token, make sure that you're not so independent and so hard-headed that when somebody offers you help, or when you need help, when you're overwhelmed, you're just paralyzed and stress and whatever you got going on internally, that you don't keep it inside so much that something really bad happens, that you end up harming yourself, or something just really, really dark happens. I don't even like talking about it because I don't like to even think about that side, but it's a reality in our society that mental health and things like that can lead to self-harm in many different avenues, whether it be minor, major, or fatal. Whether it's self-inflicted physical, whether it could be abuse of different substances. There's a lot of different things, and I'm being very careful with my words because, I try to make sure that anybody who's not going to understand can't pick up on simple lingo in certain aspects. So, but making sure that don't allow your internal, everything you got going on, all the negative or any of that, don't allow it to be a black hole to where you just suck it all in, you don't let it all out. You have to be able to vent it out. You have to be able to deal with it, whether you're dealing with it and letting it out on your own, or you're having that conversation with somebody that you know, that you're closer, you can trust, or maybe it's a professional that you pay, or your insurance pays for, or a therapist, something of that nature. Make sure that if you got a lot going on and there's there's things that are really, really affecting you, that you deal with those things. Because I have watched way too many people that I know personally, that I'm close to, way too many people I have witnessed that are no longer here because of whatever reason, whatever they had going on. And I wish that I could have did something, that I would have known, where I could have been there, and maybe I couldn't have, but I would have at least rather have had a chance to try, rather than see them people put in the ground because they didn't have anybody. They felt like they were alone, something to that nature. So, oh my gosh, you can see how hard it is for me to get up and get out of the car here. I don't really want to end this video, I just want to keep going here. So we're going to walk and talk. I just got back to the house. But we're trying to make the best of each day. And I'm trying to put these videos out. This was, I didn't plan for this video to go longer. And you know, get in the trash real quick. But you know, that's the difference that I'm trying to make is just, we just got to be able to talk to each other. We have to be able to talk to each other. It's super important. If we can't talk to each other and we can't grow and learn and improve and be better, then there can never be any growth. I mean, bad things are going to happen. So taking the trash back here. With that being said, I am home. I don't know how much more I want to talk here. Tons of topics that I can go over. Got the old Ranger there. But, you know, it's another day to be thankful that we're here. Another day to be thankful that we have another opportunity to do this. The sun is shining. I'm thankful even though I'm in pain. I'm thankful for another day. And just remember, guys, the two major things that we can do every day is time, energy, and passion. Yeah, time, energy, and passion into the things that are going to help us be successful. Time, energy, and passion to things that are going to help us grow. Doing things that are going to make you successful and things that are going to help you grow. There's no reason every day that we can't get closer to our goals and achieving this higher level of positive energy and just greatness instead of being miserable all the time. There's way too many people that are miserable all the time, and I just hope that many of them people find what they're looking for and maybe take a look at themselves and realize that the world is not just out to get you, that the world is a beautiful place, and if you go after it and you try to seize the day, that good things are going to happen, but you have to reach and you have to work for it. It's not just going to be handed to you every time. So guys, with that being said, day 121 or 122 Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me, I'm Dave. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Hump Day.